All right, so I have a talk coming up this week on the Southern Railway. And it's interesting because I think when we look at railroads in the 20th century, we tend to gravitate to the big ones. It's easy, right? So if we're talking about the Northeast, we might go to the Pennsylvania Railroad. But here in the South, I think what we might gravitate toward is the Southern Railway. And I think what's interesting about these big railroads is if you looked at it in the mid 20th century, maybe the years right after World War II, it would look like these railroads had been around forever. It would also seem like they were going to be around forever. We know that neither of those is true. If you look at the Southern Railway in the years after World War II, it was a 50-year-old railroad. And here we are today. Southern Railway's successor, Norfolk Southern, is not quite 50, but it's approaching 50, and it could soon go away as part of a merger with another railroad. So I guess what's always fascinated me about railroads, when we look at them holistically and look at the industry holistically, is we think of them having these grand heydays that lasted for years and decades and seemingly forever, but they didn't. Railroads' heydays were often brief moments in time. And when we think about Southern Railway, in the history of railroads, which is now about 200 years, Southern Railway's history is not even 100 years. But that doesn't mean it didn't have an impact. And when we're looking at it through the lens of one of the smaller railroads that became part of a bigger system, in this case, the Roswell Railroad, it's a hugely important line. And I think that's the approach I'm going to take with my talk this week. So if you're around in the Atlanta area, I'll see you on Saturday morning in Dunwoody, Georgia. Check it out.